All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic is going to be more of a PSA, public service announcement, because if you're a follower of the channel, if you've been coming day by day, week by week to the videos, you know that there are very clear, specific EDD, estimated delivery day hacks that I recommend, but I'm just going to make a title and thumbnail for it so that way people can see it as a PSA, because there's a lot of people out there right now that currently might be pushed out. Your estimated delivery date just got pushed out or it got pushed up, but there could be a lot of people in limbo, so to speak. So we're going to talk about that. The three things that I recommend on what you could potentially do to be able to take delivery of your estimated delivery date, along with a bunch of variety of other topics. We're going to go a little off base here. We're going to talk about maybe potentially a RIVIAN, maybe some solar, and also talk about some new Cybertruck news and everybody's favorite topic, the Tesla tax credit, the EV tax credit of $7,500, and what might change with that, or our thoughts on that. But before we get into all of that, let's run that intro real quick. Whoop. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla with the best financing rate. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel. And shout out to my latest Patreon members, plus someone that actually scheduled a call with me to ask me some questions about buying a Tesla. PB19, Zodiac, and 27th Mojo. Thank you for the support. Thank you for joining the Patreon. If you want to get the best interest rates on financing your Tesla, amongst a bunch of other stuff, check out the Patreon link down below in the description. All right, so let us jump into this. If you've been a follower, I'll remind this again. This is just a PSA. We talk about these same EDD hacks almost every single video. And so this is a poll. We did a poll, right? We did a poll on the channel because I like to see what's going on in the market. And so we did the poll today, and it said, did your EDD, your estimated delivery date, just get pushed? And an overwhelming 25% of you out there, from almost 500 votes, said, yup, now April through May. And 16% only said, yup, now end of March. So there's a little bit of background going up and forth on this, right? 20% said still the same. 8%, I just threw in some other answers, still waiting for discount. And 31% said, let's see the results, and I sub. So the question is, like, why would you want to get your EDD pushed up, right? I mean, I think the answer is pretty much the same in conclusion. It's because of this $7,500 federal tax credit. It could change at any moment, but later on this stream, we will talk about why I think it's most likely going to change later on this month, if not March 31st. And so I really wouldn't be too worried about it. But here is the first hack on what I actually recommend to actually try and speed up your EDD is to hit this little bubble down right here in the bottom left. Hopefully you can see it. There's a little chat button right there, and ask for a callback or even chat with them on how to take delivery ASAP. Really, you're going to get more bees with honey the more nicer you are. And maybe if you say like you don't even have a Tesla order on the queue, then potentially you might be able to get it quicker than that. The second one, though, is really simple. If you have a Model Y long range, try and potentially switch to induction rims. It seems like there's a lot of inventory right now on the Tesla websites that are floating out there, and it kind of makes sense, right? Tesla wants to sell vehicles with a higher profit margin, and so switching to induction rims might actually bump up your order. If we go to waitingfortesla.com, you can see there's 115 Model Ys available for sale, and a good amount of them are long range. We've got 105 posted up on the website. So switching to inductions might bump up your order. We've got people in the comment section that every other day people will write back and say this bumped up the order. And some people say it might not, but at the end of the day, you could try if you're willing to put an extra $2,000 up for those induction rims. I'm looking for oh, sorry, that's right, because I already responded to it. There was a comment that someone actually did that. They changed it to the $2,000 induction rims, and the next day they got their VIN. And I get comments like that all the time because that's something we actually recommend. I do know that, I do understand that with a Tesla Model Y, though, if you're already going up $2,000 for inductions, like what's another $2,000 from 56,990 to 58,990 for the performance model trim. So if you do switch to a performance model, you might also get a VIN quicker, but that might be a different scenario in that case, because if we take a look at the waiting for Tesla site, there's not that many Model Y performances out there. So if you're okay with that $2,000 difference, maybe switch to the inductions, test it out for a little bit, see if your estimated delivery date changes, and then kind of go on from there. The third hack, the third way that it's pretty much full bulletproof if you run into the right Tesla advisor, is to go to your local Tesla center. As you can imagine, day by day, there's always cancellations. There's test drive vehicles, showroom vehicles, and there's also damage disclosure vehicles that might be in inventory that they could potentially sell to you. So you can see right here, for an instance, here's an example. I know this is only one out of the whole country, but 2023 Tesla Model Y long range with 1,400 miles, it's got a $1,750 discount. If you talk to the right Tesla advisor, you might have to go multiple times. Might have to go to multiple locations, but they might be able to do something for you. And definitely, like, you could even float the idea out there with them, like, hey, what is there any Model Y period that's available that you might be able to switch me to? It doesn't have to be long range, doesn't have to be all-wheel drive, it could be anything, and see if they're if they're willing to help you out at the end of the way. These are definitely hacks, so to speak, that we've talked about on the channel a lot. They're proven, and so they can certainly help you out to try and take delivery a lot quicker. I would say I did start with that first one with the chat one, but the chat one is probably the worst hack to try and actually get it done. You kind of just have to go to the local store to see if they can help you out. The fourth one, I guess, which is kind of the same as the third one, is to go into waitingfortesla.com, take a look at the inventory that's around you. Hopefully there's one in your market. I mean, if you're in California, these cars fly off the shelves like hotcakes, and so you can see location right now. There's actually 3. So let's say if you got a Model Y long range, you're in the area of Fremont, which we're going to see a lot of Fremont vehicles popping up because that's where the factory is and they like to deliver directly out of there. You can try and switch to a Fremont location, or you can try and switch to exactly what this order is. So white, black induction rims, 5-seat Tesla Model Y long range, and see if the Tesla algorithmic inventory system lines you up to this exact model and inventory. So those are really the 3 or 4 EDD hacks. Like, let me know if those have been working for you. Let me know if those have worked for you in the past, or if you're pending right now, were you able to bump up your estimated delivery from April to March with some of these hacks? Drop it in the comments, drop it in the live stream. We are going to get into our next topic, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources I use to get the best deal at the best price, including interest rates and banks on that list that all have interest rates better than Tesla financing. Tesla financing at like 5.59%. All the banks on my list have better rates than that, including one actually that's a newcomer to the plate, has an interest rate at 3.5% for 60 months, which is, I know that sounds high kind of ish, but that is the new low at the moment. I mean, there are 2.5 and 3 on the list, but they're just harder to get onto. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And so thank you